Hey y'all, this is Software Focus, and today we're going back to basics with Snagit. You don't want to miss this. Today's episode will be focused on how to use the stamp tool used within the Snagit editor. To start off with, you can access the stamp tool by going to the menu bar at the top and selecting the stamp option. It will turn blue, indicating that it is selected, and on the right side by default you'll get this My Stamps drop down in the Quick Styles pane. By default the My Stamps section is going to be empty. We'll get to that in a second. You can change the stamp folder by clicking the drop down. You can see several pre-included stamp options under Snagit stamps. So we'll just go for one, for example, and we get a large variety of different stamps, different colors, different designs, etc. To use these, you simply select the one you want, move over onto your image that you're working with, and you can just click and the stamp will appear. You can then click and move it, resize it, rotate it. With it selected, you can also change the shadow, and these are very similar to the callout and shape options, where if you click the shadow it'll bring up a drop down that allows you to change the color, the angle, the distance, all those options for the shadow. You can also change the opacity just like the other tool options, making it more or less clear. You can search for different stamps by using the search box above the drop down. So say I wanted a red number, I can type red number, and it spits out a bunch of red numbered stamps. I can just choose one, move back over, and drop it. Now specifically with these stamps, these do not increment, they are the same image repeated. There is another tool called the step tool, which does increment with each click, and that will be covered in a future video. To clear the search parameters, just click you can either select what's in there or hit the X here to clear it. Now, you can download more stamps provided by TechSmith by clicking the Download More button, and that will open this page. And this is the TechSmith Snagit Assets page that have various stamps, templates, and other photos that can be used within Snagit. As an example on how to use this, you go to whichever you want. Whichever you want, you'll need to either be signed in or have purchased the subscription. There are a couple free options here, so I will sign in. And once I've signed in, I can click the download file or open directly in Snagit. Open directly in Snagit is nice because it will attempt to directly put the stamp file into Snagit without much user intervention on your part. Accept the terms of service. Depending on your browser, you may get a message like this. It opens up Snagit, downloads the asset. We then get a message saying stamps installed successfully, and we are automatically put in the business section. And in there we should find some of the new stamps. Now if we go back to TechSmith asset page, to do a manual download, we click this download file and we're going to save it. Once it has been downloaded, we go back to Snagit. We go to Organize Stamps. We then go to Add Stamp. And then we browse to where the file was downloaded, in my case the downloads folder. There is this store icons round.snagit stamps. This is the stamp file. Click on it and select Open. And Snagit will import that file. And we see our stamps. Now you'll notice they don't appear under My Stamps because these are pre-made stamp packs from TechSmith. So if you want your own stamps, say you have a particular image that you want to use again and again, you can add them here. To do that, we go to Organize Stamps again. We go to Add Stamp. We browse to the image that we want. Hit Open. And we now see a stamp here that is what we selected, and that same stamp appears over here. For better organization, you can add a new folder to categorize your custom stamps. You click the New Folder button, give it a name, click Add, and then we now have this new folder. If we want to add stamps to that folder, we click on that folder, click Add Stamp, and again, just like we did for the first one, we browse to wherever our stamp is, select it, and open it. And that now appears as one of our stamps. With that folder selected, you can remove the folder, which will not only remove the folder, but will also delete any stamps in that folder. You can also rename it by clicking the Rename button. In the Organize Stamps window, you can change the stamp folder. This is recommended for advanced users. It changes where the stamps are stored. Standard users probably should never need to change this. There's also a Download More button, which takes you to the assets site we were previously looking at. There's a Help button, and that Help button takes you to TechSmith's support articles that gives you information on various subjects in Snagit. Once you've added any and all stamps that you want, you hit Close. And you'll see, of course, the stamp there, and you'll see any new folders that you've put in under the My Stamps. Unfortunately, at this point, the search functionality for custom-made or custom-added stamps does not work. You'll just need to rely on your knowledge of where the stamps are located. This has been Software Focus. If you like this video, hit that like button, or click subscribe to join the channel for future videos. If you have any feedback or idea for future videos, please leave a comment down below. Keep focusing!